This week on the show, I'm heading down to an unknown piece of property. I'm gonna be on it all by my lonesome. Other than my cameraman Mikey, it's just gonna be us on the place. We gotta figure it out and somehow kill a deer with a Hoyt bow in 4 days. Let's go kill a deer. So we're gonna get down this morning and we're gonna hang a double set of summits. See if we can't get lucky back up in the timber because they sure aren't moving anywhere else. I waited forever for this hog to get in front of the GoPro and finally he makes it happen. My goal is to blow an arrow through him and hit the GoPro if I can. So Jeremy's kind of in the same boat that I'm in. He's on a place where he had planned to hunt somewhere different. And he sent me a text and it looks like he's got one down. We bumped way back in here in the woods, away from the edges, away from everything. We're right in the heart of it. We are absolutely covered up in deer sign. This is the hub. Big buck coming. Pulled victory from the jaws of defeat on this hunt. Let's go get this bloody red arrow.
Well, I'm mean as gravel, I'm poor as dirt. And I like things better the way they were. Well, I'm strong in the head, but I get things done. I spend too much money to have a little fun. Come on. I ain't changing, I'm a stubborn man. So can you love me like I am? Can you love me, baby, like I am? Yeah.
This week on the show, I'm going to be knocking on doors in Oklahoma trying to find a place to deer hunt. That's not really true. I asked my buddy Grant if he knew of a spot in Oklahoma, so we're going down to an unknown piece of property with no guide, no scouting report, and we're just going to try to wing it. So this is a little bit of a wild card hunt. It could go really bad and we don't see any deer because we know nothing about the property other than my buddy said his buddy said it's a good place to hunt. It looks good. We just don't have a scouting report and there are no tree stands hung. We got a map and we got some tree stands and a Hoyt bow and we're gonna go try to kill a buck on this place. I drove from Virginia to Oklahoma and I'm meeting old Mike Miller, the turkey killer there, and he's gonna film me this week. So I rolled into camp not really knowing what to expect. I saw the map, know what the chunk of ground looks like, but this was a nice little hunting cabin. So the first morning we get up, not wanting to really charge out in the dark and scare everything away, we jumped in the Ranger that thankfully I brought with me because this is a pretty big piece of property. On the first day we were going to kind of take the tiptoeing approach of just driving around these crop fields, seeing if anything, land feature or deer trail or anything was just jumping out at us. The first spot that jumped out at us, we found an old trail camera that was facing out in the crop field on a little corner, and it looked like just a safe all-around place. If nothing else, even if we didn't have any deer in bow range, we could see this giant big old field. So we decided to hang a set there as an option to hunt. The one thing we did see on that first day scouting trip was a bunch of hogs up in the woods that we passed on the way to hang this stand. So by the time we got back to the spot where we baited up the hogs, it was already getting dark, and we decided to re-chum it, put a pop-up blind there, brush it in with cedars so we could come out there and hunt it in the morning. So the plan is to try to get an exit wound kill shot. Anytime I'm trying to use bait, especially on a hog, I want to get multiple cameras set up and get some cool footage for you guys to see. That was the goal. So if these hogs come back in here, I'm gonna wait, no matter how close they are, I'm gonna wait till they hit that pig magic and give me a broadside shot to blow that arrow through and hopefully get some cool kill footage. That next morning we were out in the blind and it starts cracking daylight and here come the hogs to the pig magic. I waited forever for this hog to get in front of the GoPro, and finally he makes it happen. He's quartering to, almost facing me forever. And normally, I'd probably shoot him in the head, neck, chest, or some kind of area. I mean, it's a hog, and I'm pretty confident in my shooting ability. But my goal is to blow an arrow through him and hit the GoPro if I can.
Well, there's there's no problem. If you had a gun, shoot him in the head.
Hogs move around a lot, and they act erratically sometimes, and this hog was feeding on the pig magic, and he decided just to run over here. But I thought, you know, he's gonna come back. I could have shot him 100 different times, but I was waiting for that perfect shot to get that other multiple camera angle, and just missed my opportunity, man. I have what some have speculated is adult onset ADD. I'm distracted easily. I get obsessed with things and pour myself into it, and I got to be careful not to get so excited by this hog hunting opportunity that I forget we're here to kill a big buck. No more hog hunting.
All right, here you are, Mr. Campbell. It took me just 2 weeks.
What is this?
It's the new semi-non-binary.
Did you bedazzle his eye?
Yes, and that's an upcharge.
Thanks. You wouldn't trust your trophy to an amateur, so why hang it like one? Get a full-range hanging system. If Vortex Optics were an animal, they'd be a cross between a wolverine and a howler monkey.
You're ridiculous.
I'm what Vortex calls a VIP. If I break this optic, they give me another one.
They do that for everybody.
Everybody gets another? I guess it's the everybody gets a trophy generation. Everybody's special, no one is Vortex.
Well, the hog hunt didn't work out. We got back to camp that morning. I made a big old breakfast, and we started making a plan for what we were going to do with the rest of the week. I felt like I needed to get back into a couple key areas that I saw on the map and just check them out, but that evening we were going to hunt the field edge just to get an inventory. If the deer are pouring out into the field, what is the deal with these crop fields? Are the deer hitting them this time of year? Are they keying on these wheat fields, or do we need to push further back into the timber? So all we saw that night was a doe and a fawn. I mean, it was absolutely dead. So it looked like I was going to get to check some of these spots out after all. We were going to have to get back into timber a little bit deeper, hang a couple good spots for some different wind, and see what we could do. I was getting deer pictures all night long on the Spartan feeding on this Antler King. The problem is we need them to be there in the daylight. So hopefully the next morning there are going to be still some deer coming back through there. Well, this morning it was nice and cold, north wind. We're out here at the morning setup that we did yesterday and put a Spartan trail camera out. Had deer on it all night. There was deer coming through here all night long. One little buck and pile of does, and I was a little concerned at how active they were at night, that the morning was going to be slow once the sun got up, and I was spot on. I wish I had been wrong. So we're going to get down this morning, and we're going to hang a double set of summits. See if we can't get lucky back up in the timber, because they sure aren't moving anywhere else. So we knew we were going to have to push back into the timber a little bit, and I had some things in mind of where we needed to hang some stands. I just wanted to get down in there and see if they looked like what I was hoping for. And when we got up to the wood edge right by the overgrown field, it was scrapes everywhere, and it was just absolutely torn up with deer sign. You could smell it from a mile away. We found a great tree and hung a set of summit tree stands, and I was really pumped to hunt this spot. This was that spot that a lot of times you're kind of like, yeah, that spot's okay, but this was the one that was like, yep, this is the spot of the whole farm that I've seen so far. This is it right here. So we go back to camp to get a bite to eat before the evening hunt, and I get a text from my buddy Jeremy, who is out in Iowa testing out the Raw 350 Legend. That's a rifle that we came out with this year. It's new to the lineup. So I was excited for Jeremy to be the first one to get a shot at a deer with the new 350 Legend out there in Iowa. And he sent me a text, and it looks like he's got one down.
Hey everybody, Jeremy here again. We're in north central Iowa. I'm doing a little shotgun hunting with the 350 Legend from Red Arrow Weapons. Trying to wait for these deer to come back to bed and cross our path, and so we can introduce ourselves and put them in our freezer. So stay tuned and wish us luck.
So Jeremy's kind of in the same boat that I'm in. He's on a place where he had planned to hunt somewhere different, and last minute he had to switch it up. So he's on a property he knows nothing about. He's got a brand new rifle that they just sighted in, and the cameras are rolling, and out steps this buck.
Dropped him.
So this buck is down for the count. That is the first successful test of the Red Arrow Weapons 350 Legend. I think it works pretty good, but all I've shot with it so far is targets on the range, and super accurate. Love the way it shoots, and Jeremy just proved that it's field worthy because he took down this nice buck. Jeremy, that was an awesome hunt, dude, and I'm gonna get you some Under Armour in the mail so that you don't get hit on by dudes as much on your next hunt.
If you want to fool the whitetail's nose, you need core body foam. Heck, I've even tested it on bloodhounds. So whether you're running from the law or you want to kill that nice buck, core body foam's the way to go.
Kip, we're not promoting evading the police.
What? It's not like I said I killed somebody. But I mean, if I did, I'd be lathering up with this stuff like Diddy does baby oil.
Jeez, Kip.
I can't say that either.
Don't say that.
Too soon? If you want great results in anything, form is critical. Go long, son. And taxidermy is no different. That's why the only form I use comes from Ohio Taxidermy Supply. It's a pretty sweet looking albino doe. I wonder how she lost her ears.
We are absolutely covered up in deer sign. This is the hub. We've got a thicket on 3 sides of us. We've got a little open field that's kind of overgrown. We've got some big timber stretching out all over the place. And all signs indicate that there's a ton of deer traffic coming through here. Bump way back in here in the woods, away from the edges, away from everything. We're right in the heart of it. Right smack dab in the middle of the timber. We got a little clearing right out in front of us that to say it has a tremendous amount of deer sign in it would be an understatement. We've got 2 or 3 scrapes right here. But we'll sit tight and see what happens. We've done pretty much everything we can do to put ourselves in the right position, I think. So we'll see. Beautiful day though. This is the stand that just feels right. When we settled into this dual axis tree stand, you know, you just knew that you'd done everything you possibly could. You scouted the area, you picked the perfect tree. Now you're just waiting on a deer to come by. We've been sitting there for a minute and we hear some chasing behind me. Sure enough, here comes a doe with a little buck dog in her. There's a buck, little buck. So you got a doe coming in, you got a little buck chasing her, and I look up and behind the little buck is an even bigger buck that wants to get in on the action. And it looks like they're gonna give us a shot. Big buck coming. This buck comes out, he gets broadside. I come to full draw. I'm trying to get him shot, but it's just too thick. doe. Yes, sir, buddy. Hey, we pulled victory from the jaws of defeat on this hunt. We knew nothing about this property. That's a good buck. He might not be the Oklahoma state record, but that's a beautiful archery buck, man. That's a beautiful anything buck. That doe came out, got in her wind a little bit. She had me dead to rights as far as like smelling it, where I had walked in there. But they came in the opposite way. We were thinking they came, Mike's looking kind of right into the sun, and they came right at Mike. Mike said, doe coming. When you said that, I heard burp. I was like, whoa. But man, that's a good deer.
Whoa, you do exist. Nah, I'm good, man. I don't eat that processed stuff. I only eat carnivore snacks. It's made with salt and meat, and it's delicious. Hang on one second. It's blurry. How come you... Hey! SKB cases are so tough, you'll be tougher just by owning one. Hit me with that shovel.
I don't think that's...
Just do it!
Okay.
All right, we gotta do it again.
Oh, your face.
I didn't mean in the face.
Oh, babe.
What?
We're missing some teeth.
Yes, sir, buddy. Hey, pulled victory from the jaws of defeat on this hunt. We knew nothing about this property. That's a good buck. With the odds stacked against us a little bit as far as some injuries and not knowing the property and having a limited amount of days to get a kill, I was pretty jacked up when we got an arrow and a good buck. Let's go get this arrow. Let's go get this bloody red arrow. There's no better sign of success than that. And there's nothing that makes a bow hunter more happy than a lung blood or heart blood red arrow. Let's go get him. Snapped her right off, went in to about right there. I think it hit that offside shoulder, broke his entry shoulder. Hit the offside shoulder, probably went right through the heart. That's him right there, all piled up. Oh yeah. Pretty buck, man. And I'm telling you what, on a hunt that me and Mike didn't think we were gonna get anything killed. It's been tough. Hadn't seen any deer, they're just not moving good. We came back here in the timber, had a great hunt. This buck came in chasing the doe. And he's a pretty standard 3-year-old 8-point, but he's got short 3s and big old tall 2s. I figured we'd whack him down. He's gonna taste good, I can tell you that, man. That was a fun hunt, man. What a beautiful deer. Look, he got some non-typical action going on. Thank you, old buddy. Pretty deer. Pretty deer. I gotta thank old Grant, my boy Grant Taylor. We had this thing pop up. We had to be in Texas, and I said, hey, do you have anything in Oklahoma? And this place is a spot his buddies have. It's just a ranch, and they don't even hunt it that much. And when they do, usually it's rifle hunting. So we've got a bunch of rifle box blinds on big green fields, wheat fields, and stuff like that. But nothing really set up for a bow. So we got back here. Mike and I got back here. We looked at the property. We figured it out, and got back in the woods and killed a rutting buck, man. Can't beat that. Thank God for this winch on the back of the Polaris, because between my jacked up wrist and Mikey's thrown out back, this deer would have had to be drugged through the timber all the way back to the house. So then a lot of the things that nobody sees behind the scenes, yeah, we killed this deer, we're victorious. Now we got to go pull some stands down, load up the truck, refit artillery, get all the gear organized, clean up everywhere, put everything away, load up for the next hunting trip, and then do it all again next time. So we get back to camp and we're excited, and it's time to get back on the road and head to Texas. Blake Shelton, never heard of her. Should have been a cowboy. Should Should've learned to do whatever cowboys do. That's
That's Toby Keith.
Oh, that's Toby. Yeah, that's right.
R.I.P.
Love you, Blake. I want to come hunt your place in Oklahoma.